getting ready. It's happening soon. Well, hello there. It's me, Warwick, Merry the Get More Guy. Hey, today I want to talk to you about how do we make your events not last for a couple of days, but for weeks, months, all year round. How do we increase the ROI, return on investment, and the ROO and ROE, return on your objectives, return on your energy for an event? They take so much effort and so much work, and it feels like there's a massive build-up and then bang, done. Move on, next one. So how do you make it last? Well, recycling is the answer. So let's just work out who I am first. Though I'm Warwick Merry, I'm a triple certified speaker and event dude. So I'm here all about the events, no trouble. So what I want to do today is talk about how do we actually do this? How do we get better return on investment? So if you know someone else who would get value out of it, feel free to tag them. If you have any questions, throw them in the chat box there or the comment section. I'm happy to help. I come here every Thursday, Melbourne time, 9 a.m, just to chat about events, online events, and latest stuff that's going on. And my thought is that so much effort and energy goes into it. And I know for the events that I host, man, there's so much effort that comes up, and then you're on that adrenaline buzz. And anyone who's an event prof, you'll understand, you're on that buzz, you're on your toes, you're making sure what's going on, and it's done. So how do we make it last? Well, here's the thing. There's a great range of things you can do after the event and before the event to really help build it up. This day and age, now I have a clear bias, and I will state it up front. I love online events. Hybrid events, not so much. They're good, but online, superb. And the reason I like them is you have a better opportunity to spread the message, get better reach, and you can do everything I'm going to be talking about today with an online event, with an offline event also. So we got you covered. Everything's covered. So let's talk about it. How do we recycle? How do we make it work? So there's a couple of really basic things that you can do. So the first one is the joy of being online nowadays, and even face-to-face. You'll find that you can quite easily record absolutely everything. Now you might say, well, we don't have cameras. We just have a couple hundred people, we have the AV crew. So you can record from the desk. It's really easy to get a digital recorder, and in fact, some of the new smart desks record directly to the desk. So you can record audio of the session, which will, if you've got microphones, capture all your Q&A, etc. So you could do a podcast. You could have an event podcast. Surely you're going to have 12 sessions at your podcast. So there's, a session a month. Bang, there you go. You've got a full year of podcast. Maybe you want to put it out over 12 weeks. So you've got an extra 3 months where people can just drip fed. If you wanted to, you could invest a bit of time and effort to edit that. But having some kind of recording that you can then go back and listen to, or highlight reel or something. Because, whether it's a podcast or a highlight reel, watching the video again, you could create a video collective. By the way, you could charge money for these things. So you could actually gain more money. Say, I couldn't make it to the conference itself. We've got the recordings, we've got the podcast, the audio or video versions, whatever you want. And you may even, bundle it up saying, audio's this, but you can get the video and the audio and the video and the audio and a PDF that has the highlight, whatever. You can do that kind of stuff. You can look at a 3-month review. I don't know about you, but so many of your people, you go to an event and then afterwards, you're like, right, back to work, got stuff to do, and my God, and emails, and the social media, and give it a week and people are like, did I actually go to the event? How cool would it be to have the host of your event or one of the key speakers to just do a 3-month review, jump on for an online webinar or an online session and talk about, hey, it's been 3 months since the event. What have you done differently? What gains have you made? What changes of thought or process, or what have you applied to be able to do that? In the same way, what you could do is for one of your speakers, and typically most speakers are really happy to be generous with their time, is you could look at doing an update. If one of your presenters was doing something quite topical, maybe in 6 months' time there's an update. You could do a half hour or 20-minute power session that builds up. For those of you who attended the conference, hey, here's our power update session, blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, if you didn't attend the conference, if you register for next year's conference, you can also get in. So you can actually use some of these things to pre-sell and post-sell, your actual event. So doing an update can be a really cool thing to do as well. But don't forget, these are all posts. There's a whole lot of things you can do beforehand. So sometimes what you can do is have a chat to some of the speakers and get a 10 minutes of what's important, what's going to be in the presentation that they're giving, but what are they focusing on right now? So it's a way of talking to an industry figure, maybe if you're running an association event ahead of an association, but link it to the event so it becomes that your event sort of lasts all year round. They're quite simple things to do with the technology that we have, particularly for the online events. It's so easy to get the audio, get the video. Now, you can actually produce it and do a bit of tweaking, and I'm not saying doing a, Hollywood-style massive edit, the Schneider cut. But what you could do is say, you know what, we can break down the best 10, 15 minutes or key points from the different speakers and have a 15-minute highlight reel of the event that has these are the key points from the key speakers in it, or, you edit down a couple of the keynotes so the 1 hour keynote becomes a 15-minute power presentation that people can absorb. Let's face it, we're all absorbing a whole lot more information, and half the time we don't actually realize we don't need it until we've spent the hour watching it. And I don't know about you, but I will watch or listen to videos at a faster speed than normal. It's either 1.5 times or double times. So why don't we make it easier for our delegates and just say, well, let's just give them the highlights. And that's possible for a modest investment. You could do that, and that might be part of the actual briefing for the AV crew when they come along that they've got to edit afterwards. So that's something could be done. You can help build the buzz for the event by doing a quick online panel session with the panel session and just saying, hey, we're coming up, we're going to be talking about this at the conference. Before we get to the conference, what's happening right now? And you could do that 3 to 6 months beforehand, just to get people talking. Because here's the thing, we're now at a time where the business is non-stop. Working 9 to 5, as we all know, is a thing of the past. We always have our phone with us. There's always emails coming and going and messages. If you're dealing internationally, time zones, so it's always on. We need to enforce our personal boundaries so we don't get overwhelmed. But it means that we have the opportunity to continue to connect with our delegates, our potential delegates, and people who are interested in our event, and share some of the great messages and information that we have to get them excited about the event, to recall what happened at the event, but most importantly, to take actions and make the difference and have the impact that we want our event to do. What that means is people will love your event more and make it so it's a concrete thing that they must attend. It also means that if we're doing it digitally, it opens up your global reach, so you're no longer restricted by geography, which I've got to tell you, as an Australian, being restricted by geography is always a bit of an issue. So thanks, Christine. I appreciate that for your feedback there. That's good. So, and mind you, the suggestions I've put forward for before and after, that's just, I've just had a quick brainstorm with myself and agreed with myself on all points raised. So it's the kind of thing that you've probably got some other stuff that you do. Maybe we create a range of, A4 PDFs that have some highlight key points. I know, having a visual recorder is brilliant, and you can do that for online events as well. And if you need a visual recorder, let me know. I've got a really good one who's awesome. You can do that kind of stuff. There's so many other options out there, but what's important is to have the mindset of how do we recycle? So we're going to increase our ROI, ROE by recycling. How do we use this information in multiple ways and do it again? How do we get the information we want covered and cover it, get it a bit excited and have a preview coverage to get people who want to come to the event? There's some of the stuff that you can do. All right, that's it for me now. If you want to get in touch with me, this is how you reach out to me. I'm happy to help you with your event, to either host or help produce it for an online event. Or if you just want to have a conversation, get in touch and we'll see what we can do and to help get out of any sticky situations with your online events. You've been listening to me, Warwick Marius, triple certified professional, and I would love your company next time. We'll be here at 9 a.m. every single Thursday, 9 a.m. Melbourne time, Melbourne, Australia time, every single Thursday. So lovely to have you here. I look forward to your company next time. Thanks very much. I have to go for a bit longer because the web stream